everyone, my name is Mintie and welcome back to The Sims 4, and today I actually have the first speed build on my channel. It is an apartment build. This is built on Pinecrest Apartment number 402, which is the smaller of these two apartments that are in Conifer Station that came with the new Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. And I have to say, I haven't played in these apartments at all, but now I really want to because they're just a really nice sized apartment. They're very realistic to apartments that I would know in real life rather than the kind of, big city high-rise apartments that we got in City Living. And I'm just really excited now to have new apartments in the game. So the whole idea behind this apartment was actually an idea that I had for a sim she could be freshly out of university, or maybe she's in university right now. She could be taking university classes while living in this apartment, but she is an artist and she's also very much an eco-activist. So she, very inspired by nature. A lot of her artwork is very nature-based, and that's where she draws her creativity and her energy. But she also is very outspoken and loud about, environmental issues. I could definitely see this sim being like best friends with Knox Greenberg, who lives in Port Promise, who's like the eco master of Evergreen Harbor. But yeah, that was the whole idea behind this apartment, and I just went with the idea. I kind of started with the kitchen. As you can see, I just am finishing up the kitchen now, but it's very brown and black and kind of bold and a little bit that industrial style. And then I do start adding a lot more of the industrial kind of elements with shapes and materials, but then I do add a lot of greenery in. And I just really liked the idea behind this. I'm also trying to get better at building, so I felt like an apartment was a good start for me just to get some more experience and play around. So this apartment does only use, to function at least, it only uses the base game and Eco Lifestyle. As you can see in the kitchen, I did use the stove and fridge from Jungle Adventure, but that could easily be swapped out for some, black base game stove and fridge. If there is a black stove in the base game, I'm assuming there is, I'm not actually sure. I know there's a black fridge though. And I also did use some clutter items from City Living, but other than that, if you have the base game and Eco Lifestyle, you're all set to use this apartment. I really wanted to make sure that I didn't use all of the packs in this build because I know that could be frustrating for people who do not own all the packs. So as you can see, I just finished up the restroom. I'm still not a big fan of the toilet and sink that we got with this pack, but I did end up using it. I went with kind of a blue tone for that. Most of the colors in this apartment is this kind of orangey wood colors with black and a little bit of grays and then a splash of blue here and there. That was what I was kind of going for. But as you can see, I really wanted to use those vines, the framed vines that you see behind the sofa. I kept trying to use them in various places in this build. I don't know what it was. I just really liked the idea of using those. Maybe this sim built those and installed them herself. I liked the idea as well that this sim is very social. She has a lot of friends, so she probably has a lot of friends who are fellow artists and craftsmen and things like that. And probably a lot of her stuff that she has was made by other, people who are really into the environment as well as her, and maybe, do kind of eco rallies and things like that. That's the kind of sim that I envisioned living here. But I'm doing this little entranceway. I spent a long time in this entranceway. I don't know what it was. I wanted to size down those beautiful framed painting decor items that we got in this pack, and I tried to put it on that table, and I liked the idea, but it was clipping with the mirror and it just looked really strange, and I was really sad because I thought that was really cute. I did end up using the paintings in other places in this build, of course, because she is an artist. But I'm building this little study nook now. Again, I'm using the vines. Maybe I overdid the vines, I don't know. I just thought it was really pretty and definitely looked like something that a sim could have created and just kind of plopped into the apartment. Getting an easel in because she is an artist. I originally thought about putting 2 easels, but it seemed a little crowded. And then I did throw down this little city living painter's rug, and I do add back in, yeah, there we go. I added back in the framed paintings, and that object is just so pretty. I love it. But moving on, we're doing the bedroom. I think the bedroom came out really plain. I still wasn't like completely happy with it, but you know, this sim, she's maybe not too much into having a lot of clutter and things. I was thinking about putting the object from City Living from politic kind of stuff where they can paint the murals. I thought that would have been really cool if your sim could have like painted a mural on their wall. Obviously, I don't think the landlord would be very happy about that because this is an apartment, but I really liked that idea. But if I had done that, I wouldn't have been able to fit like a dresser or anything like that in this bedroom. But that was an idea I thought about. I'm just adding some more clutter. I really wanted to use that shelf. It's a beautiful shelf, one of my favorite objects from this pack, but it kind of looked weird because it was so big. I did size it down a bit, added some more of those canvases on the floor, and then I'm just going ahead and be adding in some lights. And then I decided to open up the can of worms that is the debug menu in this pack, and there are so many objects from the fabricator that you don't get to see in the regular catalog, like a lot of these lamps, these little lights that I'm gonna be putting up in the bedroom. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I guess I kind of just put up those random lights, but I thought it looked kind of cool. And again, I liked the idea that maybe one of her friends made those lights for her, or she could have made those lights, but she decided to put them in. And then these beautiful little leaf wall decorations that I absolutely love, but you can't find in the regular catalog. I did put a few of those up, but you can see I'm just getting in all the lights now. Some of the ceiling lights are really beautiful in this pack, and I do use them quite a bit. There's these industrial style lights, and then these really big globed lights that are really pretty. I wanted to use them. They didn't really seem to fit in with the style that I was going for, but they're really, really pretty, and they come in a lot of these like autumnal colors. I really like those a lot. But I'm gonna be going ahead and just putting in more lights. I changed the desk area half a dozen times. I still wasn't completely happy with it. I had a laptop in there originally, but because I was only going to be using the base game, and the base game laptop is kind of ugly, to be honest, so I did end up replacing it with a regular PC. You could, if you have packs like Strangerville or University that have the better looking laptops, you can go ahead and add those in if you want, but I just put a regular PC. I also added one of the new bikes into this build, so your sim could go ahead and grab that, put that in their inventory. I did playtest this build. Originally, the bike was getting in the way of entering the door. It should be fine now, but if it's not, you might just have to move that, put it in your sim's inventory. But I am just putting some more decorating items, a few more of the debug items. I added that fabricated table, because none of the coffee tables were really fitting in that space. It just made it feel very congested. So I thought that new fabricated table looked really cool and fit in that space really, really well. But I am going to be wrapping up this build. If you're interested in this apartment, you can find it on the gallery. My gallery ID is MintieBot, but you can also find this build under the hashtag MintieGames. All of that information will be in the description below. When you place this lot, just make sure that you have bb.moveObjects on, because I used quite a bit of move objects, so you don't want any of those items to disappear. And also, because this apartment, you'll find it under the rooms category, and you'll have to actually replace two of the walls. I took out a wall in front of each of the doors, so you'll just have to go back in, edit, move that wall back in, paint that wall again, but other than that, you'll be perfectly fine. But that is going to be the build, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and leave it a like, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys!